According to Forbes magazine, in an article published this past February, the number of independent bookstores has decreased more than 50% in the past 20 years. The cause? Amazon, most likely. Despite this trend, Andrew Leonard of Salon.com claims that the indie bookstore will continue to draw and retain patrons despite Amazon's reaches. Newsday counts 15 independent bookstores here on Long Island in Nassau and Suffolk counties combined. Among them is Long Island's largest independent bookstore, Book Review, and that's REVUE. The largest on Long Island, Book Review is also one of the largest indie bookstores in the United States. Located in Huntington, Book Review has been family-owned since 1977, and for those who were tuned in at 7:30 for our interview with Rich Amper, the Long Island Pine Barren Society was also founded in 1977. Anyway, over the years, Book Review owners have ensured that authors visit the store regularly to deliver book talks. Among the extensive list of past visitors are J.K. Rowling, Nicholas Sparks, Jodi Picoult, Ray Bradbury, President Bill Clinton, Deepak Chopra, Bill O'Reilly, and, as Eric pointed out previously, Tony Danza.
Hey, I'm Tony Danza here. Read my book.
Here with us this morning is co-owner of Book Review, Bob Klein. Bob, thank you for being here with us.
Oh, you're welcome.
So I'd like to start with the name of the store. I guess I'm really into names from our last one, too. So Book Review, again, REVUE. For those who don't know, a review is a form of theatrical entertainment that includes parodies of recent events, popular fads. So think Saturday Night Live. So why choose this name for the store, Bob?
Well, the original name was actually Encore Books because we started as a used bookstore, so Encore for books that can be sold again. And then it turns out there was another Encore Books. They weren't incorporated in New York, but they sued us for our name.
Oh.
So we had a sign outside that had a certain number of letters, so we had to pick a new sign with a certain number of letters, hopefully the same number. And Book Review, REVIEW, was an extra letter, so we chose Book Review.
All right.
Not only an extra letter, but the W is one of the biggest letters. So really saving yourself from having to use one of those W's for space and all that good stuff. It's a good idea.
Thought of that.
So how long have you been working at Book Review, and what are some of the industry changes you have seen in that time?
We've had the store for 37 years. The industry has changed tremendously. We used to have people come from all over the East Coast to visit our store, but when Barnes and Noble and Borders started, we had to share some of the market, and then of course when Amazon came in, we had to share a lot more, and then ebooks came in. So it's things are changing, and you got to keep up with the times.
Things are changing, but one thing that I think has stayed the same about the Book Review, as far as I know, and my wife, who grew up in the Huntington area, I live in Huntington, the authors that you guys get to come in, it's a pretty impressive list. So looking back over those 37 years, are there any that stick out to you? I mean, I imagine the crowd for a J.K. Rowling was pretty incredible, but which ones stick out to you the most overall over the years?
It's different. It's not always the most famous, although probably Bill Clinton, who was there a couple of times, because he was able, he had to go very quickly because there were so many people there, and they did limit the number of people. But he managed to sign the book, shake somebody's hand, and not have it be perfunctory, not have it be, he was there for everybody that came up and shook his hand somehow. So he was, very charismatic and also very sincere, and owning up to some failings. And so I would say him, Bill Bradley, because when I was a youngster, I was very much into basketball, and he was my favorite college basketball player. Colin McCann was just a great writer. Garrison Keillor.
Oh, the Prairie Home Companion host. I grew up listening to that, and he is an amazing writer and performer.
Yeah. And, Julius Erving, again, the basketball connection. Galway Cannell gave one of the best poetry readings I've ever seen. So Robert Owen Butler, who eventually won the Pulitzer Prize, who kind of started at our store. There's hundreds, maybe more than 1,000 people of note that have been there, and my memory is not what it used to be. So we'll keep it at that.
Okay, well, that's an impressive list, most certainly.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
So something that, I was wondering when I started talking about Amazon at the beginning would be regarding a decline in patronage in terms of people purchasing books from really just bookstores in general, in person. So I wanted you to talk a little bit about that. And then my hunch is that, you offer an experience that Amazon can't. And we were just in our previous interview, we were talking about the Warped Tour, and I look at that as an experience where, people, they're changing the way they're purchasing music, but the idea that they're there in front of their band. So do you think that that's what, sets Book Review and some of these other places apart, that patrons can actually shake Bill Clinton's hand or something like this? Or, talk a little bit about has there been a decline?
Yes, there's certainly been a decline, but it is also, a community sort of place. On the one hand, you have the number of employees and customers who have met, married, have children, and for all I know, grandchildren by now, of which there are many. And there are simply, the number of people that come and browse and walk out with piles of books because, they're $3, $4, $5, $6 each, and maybe they didn't expect that. Maybe they expected a bookstore that was all list price. And they see that, you can compete with Amazon on most things. Mm-hmm. So there is that. And there is the face-to-face interaction. There's certainly not everybody. In fact, most people don't want to be in front of a screen their entire life, and they spend a good part of their days, many people, in front of a screen. So we see, especially this time of year at night, so many people come out, not just to the events, but, just to come out to the store. The town of Huntington hops at night, mm-hmm. and we certainly benefit from that.
Excellent.
The only problem with Huntington at night is traffic and parking. I mean, finding parking in Huntington can be difficult, but I think it's because there's so many great places. The revival of Huntington and really the increasing of its as a destination, a nighttime hotspot on the island. You've got the Paramount Theater. You've got the Book Review. You've got so much going on in that town right now. It's really incredible, and the crowds down there are really fantastic. And I know quite a few people who go out to Huntington just to go to Book Review events for the various signings and things that they have.
Yeah, that has really been happening for many years, and people go to our website, and people are on our email where we only send out, who is coming to the store. So, yeah, there's no question about that. They are working on the parking. There are some new areas being built, actually, as we speak. There's some valet parking in the town now. There are actually 5 municipal lots. I think one of them is closed right now. You do need to know where they are. Yeah. We do put them on our website, but, someone's got to get to that site to see it. So, yeah, the perception is worse than the reality, and the reality needs improvement.
So speaking of your website, what is the website, and what are some of the upcoming summer events that our listeners can find?
www.book.bookreview.com. We have Joan Rivers will be there. I don't have the calendar in front of me, but I'm pretty sure it's the 25th. We are speaking with some very big names that I am not supposed to say anything about until we get them.
No problem.
So I'll leave that out there as a teaser. But it's always, if you get to the website, we will announce it. If you get on the email list, we will tell you. The summertime tends to be, people are on vacation, so we get last-minute additions. Publishers will call us and say, do you have this date open? And sometimes the person is so notable that, we will open the date. So there will be some upcoming surprises this summer, I'm almost certain.
Now, looking at your website, I saw on the calendar the Book Review book group is listed on there. So if people are interested in being part of a book group, is that something that you guys offer, and how do they go about doing that?
There is a book group that is just part of Book Review, the one that we run. But there are probably 100 or more book groups that are registered with Book Review. A few of them meet at the store. Most of them do not. They just register. We get the books. They get a large discount for doing that. And they come into the store, and what's really nice about it is not the people who necessarily set them up, but the people who come in and say, listen, I'd love to be part of a book group. I don't know any other people who are, and they end up getting paired up with other people and, new friends, expanding, their interests. So there are probably more than 100 registered at the store right now.
Wow.
Very impressive.
And we talked about the town of Huntington being hopping, especially at night. And I know that actually you guys have a tea room, coffee shop right in the store. And for those who are just learning about Book Review, the store hours are excellent, actually. They're open very late. So can you talk a little bit about, I guess the scene and the tea room?
Well, it's 7 days and 7 nights, because we have events, sometimes on any night, and because people. We're open till 11 o'clock on the weekend, and we have to ask people to leave at 11 o'clock. So, I'm in bed, but they are. There's so many people in the town who come to the store. As far as the tea room, the one we've had for a long time, UT or me, is I thought was very, very good. Right now, I think they're looking for some new employees, and they have to redesign, and so they have temporarily closed. But again, it is temporary. They should be open shortly. It's great. It's real good quality. They have bubble tea. They have, and it's oftentimes quite crowded. It's great.
Do you see a number of different generations meeting up at the Book Review? Do you see it's a very a nice cross section?
Yes, although I would say that our market has gotten older.
Okay.
When people come and say to me, well, young kids don't read, that's really nonsense. You can especially see it over the summer when people come in from college, maybe tired of reading their textbooks, tired of looking at screens, and they walk out with, armloads of stuff from our remainder tables. And they are people, they are in their 20s, they are millennials. So, yes, I would say on the whole it's gotten a little bit older, but there's no question that from every age group, people read.
Absolutely. You just mentioned the remainder tables. So for those who don't know, that's the discounted section, or what are the remainder
It's
tables?
Almost, there's a heading I would use of off-price books. It's remaindered books. It's used books.
Okay.
It's the unfortunate term is hurt books. They are, they're most of our store. They're about 75% of the store, and we opened with the theory that we want people to be able to buy new books, and those are generally list price unless on the bestseller list, and then they're hugely discounted. And also be able to buy the same book used, so you can get a copy of Huckleberry Finn, and one might cost you $15, and one might cost you $3. So we like to have people have the opportunity to do either if they so choose. Me, the used book is just fine if it's not marked up. And they are mixed together in the store, by the category, by the author. And we probably haven't marketed that as well as we should over 37 years, but that's people who come to Book Review all the time know that's what we do, and that's a large reason why we stay competitive. To have a new bookstore selling list price books in this day and age, you pretty much can't succeed.
Yeah. And so last question for you would be, is there anything that is, that's looking to change with Book Review in the next couple of years, or are you pretty much, it sounds like you've got a winning formula, so maybe it will just be sticking to what you guys have going on right now.
Well, you don't know what you don't know, and I think we will change, but I don't know exactly what those changes will be. We're always looking to have more events, more local events. There are times when we have authors that, you and I have not heard of, There's a tremendous amount of people self-publishing these days, and they come to the store, and their family and friends come to the store, and they draw and sell, they draw 100 people and sell 75 books. So we might do more and more local events. We're always trying to expand the signing program, and always looking to expand our sources for new and better books.
Great. So if people are looking to get on that email list or check out the calendar of events or join a book group, again, the website for our listeners?
Again, it's www.bookrevue.com.
Excellent. Bob, thank you so much for joining us, and I hope to see you in the store soon.
Great. Thanks a lot.
All
Thank you.